Socialism, totalitarianism, beyond your wildest imagination. I have to tell you, I'm doing a story tonight that of illegal immigrants that we would have to jail. Now they're sitting there empty. If you
They have a plan to provide for the continuity of government and the rule of law in case of a devastating terrorist attack or natural disaster. A plan to provide for the cooperation really doesn't exist, and that's why they won't show it to us. I don't know. Or maybe there's something...
It's a lifetime thing. So I had the camera on me and I
It was a mile long and a half-mile wide. It was, quote, positively, absolutely nothing from these parts. What would you say?
Well, I'd have to be...
Yeah.
You are not alone. Just a few months ago, the Associated Press took a look at how it's going.
The aircraft enthusiast behind this clip from Russia soon realized...
it's gone.
Congress shall now vote for approval of H.R. 8791 and/or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrolled.
Group, which is planning for this apocalypse. This is what's the phase? Will we destroy ourselves in a nuclear holocaust? How will it happen in 2012?
Well, based on Mayan calendar and the Dresden Codex.
Fact, you might say by popular demand. When Lloyd Pye was here a few months ago.
We talked about last time. In part one, I go over Darwinism mostly, not so much creationism. If you believe, you believe. You're not subject to argument very much.
And you don't believe that we were just plumped here? Then where did we come from?
Actually, no. We are a developed. In no way do they look human. So anthropologists don't argue the point. They say, you're right, there's nothing that looks human in their life. And I go over a lot of proof in the Buddhist Sumerian say, lives a superior race of beings known as the Anunnaki. They call the planet Nibiru. They called the people the Anunnaki. They're called the Anunnaki to genetically engineer a slave, using the creature of Earth as a genetic base to make the new slave and tremendously reduce strength from primates. If we descended from primates, where did our strength go? Every primate is 5 to 10 times stronger.
This is something unlike anything uttered by any other high-level U.S. politician.
If you had been here 10 years ago, it's probably some form of an alien spacecraft.
So why didn't he say anything then? Partly, he says, because he didn't want people to panic.
I think as a public figure, you have to be very, you're in your gut, you could just tell it was otherworldly.
Symington would...
For devotees of flying saucers, June is a very special time. It was...
Of course, a professional would discount my sighting and say, well, you don't really know. And, I can't sit here and tell you 100%.
It's beyond all the videotapes and the photographs.
It's huge, miles, like 2 miles long, and the Air Force said it was a Chinese rocket.
Isn't this sort of one of those things that's like the Kennedy
sort of work in hypnosis, and he saw people were regressing and telling these stories. It's all the same. Now, is it a mass hallucination? Some people say it's sleep.
Together, we can... The Arctic Circle, where our very own Becky Anderson is
example, but eventually there'll be about 2.25 billion seeds inside this mountain. Now, the idea being that it glowed me a little earlier on.
I think that it's a great vision, it's a great dream for many nations.
It will be stored for something like 19,500 years. So if doomsday anyway, the point of this place is that you can keep these seeds frozen at the temperature that they need to be frozen, which is -20, in order for them not to deteriorate.
The ancient Egyptians also...
He figures he's got enough money to survive until 2012, got enough water, and he's ready to ride out the apocalypse.
It's up there in outer space. So you're saying that my BlackBerry won't work? The internet, box, television, cable, satellite. And that means we have to start to think about reinforcing our satellites, building redundant systems, because it means that GPS, the power grid, weather satellites, communication...
There's no danger in the end.
Well, let's hope we're opposites, sun,
Earth,
right?
That year is clouded in suspicion, questions, and speculation.
Right now, we are in the middle of an important change in human history. Anywhere from the Inca, right here in Arizona, the Hopi Indians.
For the apocalypse?
Yeah, they won't have to pray. Right, exactly.
These are the Dutch, so apparently they have different beliefs.
Well, they sure do. And how many times have we seen... Classified. funding for first responder personnel and vehicles. That's classified, far surpassing.
Lived here, but now it seems those stories are true.
I spent 17 years in black budget programs in the airframes and the rotor blades and the fans, and in some cases in secret archives ever since. That's up in this in 17 to 19 billion dollars. Each one is built back. We must, and I repeat, must regain. We must instill in our public officials, anybody that made for everything from the original SR-71 BlackBerry .999961. This particular piece of metal, I'm going to drop it on. It's great for certain parts of aircraft. This kind of material I work with on a daily basis.
The project was to gene-splice one of Hitler's clones. Gray's U.S. intelligence and military at the Dulce underground base was found dead January 1996 due to what appears to be an execution-style murder. It was called the 1954 Greta Treaty, which basically made the agreement that the aliens involved could take a few cows and test therein. The security level goes up as one descends to lower levels. Species represented at the Dulce facility. Only 6 of those had their own space or dimensional traveling ability, while the others were guests of the Greys.
In building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. To find out what was going on. Well, to our total surprise, first of all, the government knew all about it. You built called stopes or cross-member holes across, and you use blasting equipment, special blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock, a pistol with a 9-shot clip. This is an late crispy critter in my left foot. It's been going on since that time. Since late August of 1979. I have a picture. Let me reach for it here.
one sensor goes against your forehead and two clip onto your earlobes like this. Now what this is going to do is it's going to read my level of concentration. Okay. That's different ways to move through the course. Now I'm focusing, I'm concentrating, I'm talking to you,
Yes,
but
right.
I'm still able to focus. It's a
Does
neat
practice
trick.
make perfect with this? I mean, if you keep
Great. Well, I want to cover some of the issues that we deal with in remote viewing of viewing so-called anomalous targets, the subconscious mind. Now, when we view, we typically use a target that we put in a folder, or we have a computer choose it, and it's not shown to the viewer ahead of time. It's called a blind. As some people have argued, or is it just a pile of rocks? We could take remote viewers and send them there viewing unofficial projects that folks there had gotten interested in. And the third phase that I can perceive was able to go into that building and describe things that were I talked to said that these were correct locations, but that these were